Some dogs are not just well-loved companions. They have their humans completely wrapped around their paw. You buy your dog the premium kibble, you walk your dog in the rain, and you let that dog take up 3/4 of the bed. But here's the question. What about your dog? And is that always a good thing for a dog to experience? There is a fine line between a well-loved dog and a household tyrant. Watch for these 11 signs to find out if your dog has crossed it, and more importantly, how to fix your dog's behavior before it's too late. We all do it with our dogs. We slip the dog a piece of cheese, let the dog skip a command because the dog looks cute, or carry the dog when they don't want to walk. And usually, that's just love for a dog. But when does love become detrimental to a dog's psychological health? Today, we are breaking down the 11 major red flags that indicate your dog isn't just spoiled, but potentially developing behavioral issues like small dog syndrome or dominance aggression. We're going to look at the science behind why this happens to a dog, citing experts like Dr. Karen Overall and Dr. John Bradshaw, and I'm going to give you the fix for each dog behavior. If you want to decode your dog's behavior and build a better bond with your dog every single week, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now so you don't miss a thing about dog training. All right, let's see where your dog stands on the list. Number 11 is the furniture takeover. Imagine coming home to find your dog sprawled across the couch, looking like a dog that pays the mortgage. Now, letting your dog on the furniture isn't inherently bad. I do it with my dog. But here's the catch. If you ask the dog to move and the dog growls, stiffens up, or refuses to budge, that's an issue with your dog. According to veterinary behaviorist Dr. Karen Overall, this behavior shifts from a dog's comfort to a dog's territoriality. If your dog believes they own the best spot in the house and you have to ask the dog for permission to sit there, the hierarchy is flipped. The fix is the invite-only rule for your dog. Your dog is allowed on the furniture only when invited by you. If the dog growls or refuses to move, the dog loses furniture privileges entirely for a few weeks. Use a house line, a light leash worn inside by the dog, so you can gently guide the dog off without grabbing the collar and risking a bite. Your dog needs to learn that the couch is your resource that you are generous enough to share, not the dog's throne. Number 10 is the furry sledge team. Does your daily dog walk feel less like a relaxing stroll and more like you're part of a race? If your dog is pulling your arm out of its socket, dragging you to every bush and fire hydrant, that dog isn't just excited. That dog is leading the hunt. In a dog's mind, the leader goes first. If the dog is in front, deciding the pace and direction, the dog is making the decisions. This is dangerous because a dog that pulls is a dog that isn't listening. The fix is to stop being a passenger to your dog. Every time the dog leash goes tight, you stop. Be a tree. Do not take a single step forward until there is slack in the dog leash. It's tedious at first, and you might not make it past your driveway for 20 minutes, but you have to teach the dog that pulling is the fastest way to go nowhere. Number 9 is selective hearing. You call your dog's name 10 times in the park? Nothing. You whisper the word cheese from 3 rooms away? The dog appears instantly. This is a classic sign of a dog that has learned they don't have to listen. That dog has learned that your commands are optional suggestions. Dr. John Bradshaw suggests that dogs are opportunists. If ignoring you has no consequence and listening has no high-value reward, the dog will do what the dog wants. The fix is to stop repeating yourself. If you say sit, 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 you are teaching your dog that the command is sit, 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 sit. Say it once. If the dog doesn't do it, show the dog what you want or wait. And when the dog does comply, throw a dog party. Give high-value treats, praise, and play. Make listening to you better than whatever the dog was sniffing. Number 8 is the picky eater. You put down a bowl of high-quality dog food. The dog sniffs it, looks at you, and walks away. So what do? You add chicken, maybe gravy, maybe you hand feed. Unless your vet has diagnosed a medical issue, a healthy dog will not starve themselves. By adding toppers every time the dog refuses to eat, you are training the dog to hold out for something better. You've created a gourmet critic. The fix is tough love time. Put the dog food down for 15 minutes. If the dog doesn't eat, pick it up. No treats, no snacks until the next mealtime. Put it down again later. By day 2, that kibble will taste like steak. You have to break the cycle of manipulation. Number 7 is the table-side stare. You're eating dinner and there's a heavy dog head on your knee, or a paw scratching your leg. You think, what's one little crumb between best friends? It's never just one crumb. This leads to dog obesity, which the Association for Pet Obesity Prevention says affects over half of US dogs. Behaviorally, it creates a demanding dog saying, "Give me that right now." The fix is the place command. During mealtimes, your dog should be on their bed or a designated mat. Give the dog a Kong stuffed with their own food so they aren't suffering, but do not let the dog invade your space. If you never feed from the table, the dog will eventually stop asking. Number 6 is the dog that can't be alone. This doesn't always mean the dog is spoiled, because separation anxiety is a genuine panic disorder. However, sometimes we fuel it by making a huge production out of leaving and coming home. If you spend 10 minutes apologizing before you leave, and 10 minutes wrestling and cuddling when you return, you highlight the separation. The fix is to make departures and arrivals boring. Ignore your dog for 10 minutes before you leave and 10 minutes when you return. It feels mean, but it lowers the emotional contrast between you being there and being gone, which helps the dog relax. You're on your phone or watching TV, and suddenly a wet nose bumps your elbow, or a paw smacks your arm. If you stop what you're doing to pet the dog, you have just been trained. Your dog demanded attention, and you obeyed. This reinforces pushy behavior. The fix is to ignore the nudge. Turn your back if you have to. Do not look, speak, or touch. Wait until the dog lies down calmly. Then call the dog over for affection. You must initiate the interaction, not the dog. Number 4 is ignoring commands unless the dog sees the goods. This is the difference between a reward and a bribe. If your dog only listens when you are holding dried liver, you haven't trained behavior. You've negotiated a hostage situation. The fix is to stop showing the treat first. Keep treats in your pocket or pouch. Ask for the command. If the dog does it, then the treat appears. Move to a variable reinforcement schedule. Sometimes the dog gets a treat, sometimes praise, sometimes a toy. Keep the dog guessing so they always perform. Number 3 is excessive barking. Does your dog scream at the mailman, the neighbors, or a falling leaf? And do you respond by yelling, "No, stop, quiet"? To a dog, you're just barking along. The dog thinks the whole pack is shouting. Excessive barking often comes from a lack of impulse control or a belief that it is the dog's job to protect the perimeter. The fix is to teach the quiet command. First, teach speak, then reward silence immediately after the bark. When the dog starts barking at the window, acknowledge calmly, call the dog to you, and reward coming away from the trigger. Number 2 is the dog sleeping in the bed. It's heart-melting to find your best pal curled up waiting for you. But Dr. Stanley Coren notes that for dogs prone to dominance, sleeping on the same level as the leaders or pushing them out of the way can reinforce status. If your dog growls when you move your legs or refuses to get off when told, the dog has claimed the territory. The fix is that if there is any aggression or guarding in the bed, privileges are revoked immediately. Crate training or a designated bed on the floor is safer. The bedroom is a high-value zone. The dog needs to earn their way back in with respectful behavior. Number 1 is small dog syndrome or general aggression. This is the ultimate sign of spoiling gone wrong. We often tolerate snapping, growling, or lunging from small dogs because it seems harmless. But a biting dog is a biting dog. If you pick up your dog every time they act aggressive, you are validating that behavior. The fix is serious. If your dog has escalated to biting or snapping, consult a professional behaviorist. Start by removing the spoiling factors we discussed. Structure creates safety. When a dog knows you are in charge, they don't feel the need to defend themselves aggressively. The dog can relax. Look, spoiling your dog with love is wonderful. Spoiling with a lack of boundaries is stressful for both of you. Dogs crave structure. The dog wants to know where they fit. Some people don't even need to try. Dogs just gravitate to them. Do you have these traits that dogs are drawn to? Let me know in the comments which of these signs your dog is guilty of, because I know I've been guilty of number 7 more times than I can count. If you want to grab the long lines or training treats I mentioned to help fix these behaviors, check the link in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more dog tips, and I'll see you and your dog in the next video.